Wasted on Nukashine is a side quest in the Fallout 76 update Wild Appalachia. To begin this quest, find one of the party posters near VTU, Morgantown, several bus stops or train stations. Alternatively, the poster can be purchased for free from the Atomic Shop and placed in a workshop or camp before interacting with it. If for some reason the quest still does not activate, it should upon entering the Pie House. The first quest marker leads to the Pie House in Fraternity Row in Morgantown, filled with corpses and skeletons of students seemingly killed while partying. Investigate the area, read Ted Dorfman's terminal, and access the entry entitled Nukashine. Find the bottle of Nukashine on the desk next to the terminal and then drink it. Fight off the feral ghouls that spawn as party crashes for 2 minutes, and then you will black out and wake up in a random location that usually will have an empty bottle of Nukashine lying nearby. Upon waking up, inspect the Nukashine label and solve the riddle to find the source of the Nukashine, a speakeasy near the university located in the basement of Big Al's tattoo parlor.
I've taken every drug in the wasteland. Daddy-O, Mentats, Day Tripper, they each have their ups and downs, but Nukashine took me on a ride. I didn't expect it. Not from a swig of Appalachian hooch. I grew up on that stuff. Kentucky will do that to you. It was almost like a betrayal. The first sip had the same familiar burn. Then it kicked you in the head like a 2-ton Brahmin, and it was all downhill from there. Colors that I didn't know existed flashed before my eyes. The trees around me morphed into ravenous ghouls. Beset on all sides, I reached for my gun and pulled a Tato from the holster. "Useless thing," I shouted. By then, the ghouls had me. There was little I could do. I took off my shoe and beat him with it, to no avail. I decided to succumb, just devour me. I thought, well, what's the use of struggling at this point? Maybe some lucky cannibal will happen upon my scraps and get a free meal. At least that would give my death some meaning. I let my mind wander as my body ceased to be. A cool breeze on the Florida coast. The splashing of the Mississippi. The green hills of Appalachia. A violent storm in the distance. I drifted from one to the next as my flesh broke into 1,000 tiny pieces of ghoul fodder. Suddenly, sunlight. I sat up. I was whole on the temporal plane. Far too pleasant a place to be. Hell, Appalachia. The green hills from my vision. The crisis was over. I was still alive, with an empty jug of Nukashine by my side.
Nukashine. Speakeasy and distillery is now open for business.
Personal log. Timestamp 1120761344. My special edition Nuka-Cola lamp arrived in satisfactory condition. After a few modifications, I am greatly pleased. I clearly now have the greatest Nuka-Cola collection in the city. But I've pushed the capacity of this meager hovel to the limit. Solution. I need to procure a warehouse in Morgantown for further expansion. But first, I need the proper financial capital. I clearly need to strategize a successful commercial enterprise. University students are plentiful, but what do they want? Aha! Proposal. Students love alcohol, and I love Nuka-Cola. I shall formulate a high-proof distilled spirit with Nuka-Cola. The perfect beverage. It just needs a name. Nuka-Hall? Nuka-Mash? Nuka-Brew? I'll get to that part later.
Attention citizens, nuclear strike imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience. Thank you for your cooperation.
Both parts of the note, find all of the required ingredients: 5 corn, 5 Razorgrain, 5 wood, 2 boiled waters, 1 Nuka-Cola quantum, 3 nuclear material. The nuclear material can be found right there in the supply room. Keep in mind the high levels of radiation emitting from the leaking radioactive barrels. Corn and Razorgrain can be found at the farm just south of Big Al's, along with a water pump for the boiled water. Nuka-Cola quantum can be found at the old Kanawa Nuka-Cola plant east of Charleston, purchased from a vendor bot if they have one in their inventory, or randomly found in a Nuka-Cola machine. If purchased from a vendor bot, Bubbles at the White Spring Resort is the best choice, as she usually has at least 1 Nuka-Cola quantum in her stock alongside most of the other flavors of Nuka-Cola found in game. finally, return
But do not sweat the details. Would you come back tomorrow and help me with my daily quality test? I got plenty more recipes to try out. You know, if life ever does get you down, don't be afraid to console the whole rage about what's eating.